Hey everybody, it's me, Kayla Friday, and welcome back to my channel here at Little Cahaba Junkin. I hope that you've had an amazing week and you have a fun weekend planned. Today's video is going to be a fun video. It's a little bit different than what we do normally here on the channel, but I did one back in the fall and a lot of people enjoyed it because they enjoyed getting some ideas and just some staple pieces to be looking for while you're out junking. So today's video is going to be the 10 essentials that you need for spring. So my 10 spring essentials, things you need to be looking for when you're out junking and picking while you're out at the stores. I mean, a lot of these things you find at Target and at Home Goods. Buster Brown is walking around, so you'll be seeing him throughout the video, and he does like to bump into my tripod. So if you see it moving around, that's just little Buster. And y'all know he is the star of Little Cahaba Junkin. Come here, Buster. Come here, buddy. Come up here. Come up here. Come here. Everybody say hey to Buster. He is our 4-year-old pit bull. If you are new to our channel, you know that we are animal lovers. Buster is not just our pet, he's our baby. And he is absolutely precious, and he is in all of our videos because everybody loves him. But like I said, today we're doing the 10 essentials for spring, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, everybody, so our first essential, our number one essential, is houseplants. Houseplants are such a huge staple for spring. And when I think of spring, I think of new life, I think of green, I think of God's blessings, how the winter has kind of come and killed things back and made things look dreary. Our gardens are all in disarray, but when spring comes, things start to bloom and turn green, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So when I do houseplants, I have a ton of houseplants, and the easiest one to take care of that I have found is the pothos plant. So this is one that I just propagated. They're very easy to propagate. All you do is just take off a piece. If you have one, they are trailing house plants and they're beautiful. You'll see them all throughout our home in our videos. But when they start to get really long and overgrown, just trim them back, take those pieces like I did this one, and tuck it down into a new container. And this one I actually had for our Valentine's Day home tour. I just took some pieces that I had trimmed back and stuck them down in this old crock with some soil, and it is really starting to do well. So whenever you're out and about, ask the people at the nurseries for help. They understand. Not all of us have a super green thumb. I do have pretty good luck with plants and house plants. I've kind of learned my niche and things that I am able to keep alive and able to grow. Watch out, Butter Brown. And a pothos plant is super easy. It doesn't require a lot of attention. I water my house plants about once every 10 days. I found out when I first started just delving into house plants that I was overwatering them and they were getting rotten. They will get root rot, and if you water them too much, and that will kill your plant. So just make sure you're not overwatering them. And I have found a lot of times that your plants will let you know when they're thirsty. They'll start to droop, and you just need to fill down in the soil. Get those nails dirty, girls and boys, and feel of your soil. And if it's dry, give it a little bit of water. A new house plant I wanted to share with you guys is actually called a hurricane fern. I have never owned one of these before, but it's called a hurricane fern because of its shape. You can see it is a circular fern. I do have fairly good luck with other types of ferns, but I've never had a hurricane fern before, so I wanted to grab one and try my luck. I found this one. I left the tag on it. I found it at Walmart. And Walmart has a really good selection of indoor house plants, and they're not that expensive. This one was a little more pricey. It was $17, but it is a beautiful plant, and it will stay with you for years if you take care of it. And another fun plant I wanted to share with you guys, this is actually a little miniature fiddle leaf fig. It also came from Walmart, and it was $14.96. But I thought it was really cute. I had a very large fiddle leaf, for about a year, and I overwatered it. The leaves turned super brown. It wasn't getting enough sunlight, and it just did not do well. So, and it was an investment. Fiddle leaf figs are expensive most of the time. So I decided to try this small little guy and see how I do with him, to see if I have some better luck. But this one also came from Walmart. But like I said, if you're new to houseplants or you have a hard time keeping plants alive, which all of us struggle, not all of us have a green thumb, go with a pothos plant. They're beautiful, they're not expensive, they propagate easily, and they're super easy to keep alive, and they're very timeless, and I am able to use them for every season. So that is our first spring essential. House plants, you use them on your bedside tables, on your coffee table, on your side tables. They look beautiful in centerpieces in your kitchen. They look beautiful tucked away in your hutch as long as they get enough sunlight. And some of them are hardy enough, you can even put them on like covered porches, but just be very careful that they don't get in any harsh weather, don't get too hot, don't get too cold. And they are just beautiful for years to come. And it's just really fun to watch them grow and turn into big, beautiful plants. Okay, friends, our next spring essential, so our number 2 spring essential, are pops of green. Y'all know that I love green. It's one of my absolute favorite colors. And like I said, when I think of spring, I think of blooming things coming back to life, and green is a sign of growth. And I just love it. So I love using all sorts of different green glasses throughout our home. I recently got these from my friend Michelle with House of 5. I have a set of these beautiful green jars. I have tons of green bottles. When you go to the thrift store, make sure you stop by over by the vases and the floral areas, because they have lots of those little green vases from the florists that people get floral arrangements in and then they get rid of. And you can get those for 50 cents or $1. Y'all remember my sweet little Jesus jar. If you have a question about that, make sure you go watch our Vintage Market Days of Birmingham video. And I talked about this jar and how it compares to our walk with Christ, how it's a little broken and it's not perfect, but all of us are perfectly imperfect in Christ. Also, whenever you're styling your vignettes on your tablescapes and things like that, bring in pops of green. I love, love, love this depression glass set of salt and pepper shakers. Obviously, your house plants are a pop of green. You can bring in green planters. This is a little Shawnee planter that I found recently that I think will be super cute, pop somewhere. And also in your kitchen, another fun way to display green is when you're out and about, look for different color handled tools. So like rolling pins, mashers, spoons, things like that, all your kitchen utensils. I love to find ones with like green and red handles because I use them for different seasons. I obviously use the red for Christmas and for around the 4th of July, but I have tons of green handled tools that I use for spring, and I just stick them down in a crock or in a pitcher, and it makes a really pretty vignette when it's styled. Another really good tip is to be looking for different colors of books. I love to use green books for spring, and whenever you buy pieces, they don't have to be seasonal pieces. Just buy things that kind of go with the color scheme that you're going for, because that way you'll save some money and you can reuse them. So I love to use green books, and I tuck them in all of my little cubbies, and in my vignettes I style them over on my faux fireplace. So just be looking for green books and things like that. Just anything green I love to use and incorporate into my vignettes for spring. Okay, friends, so moving right along, our third spring essential. Here comes Buster. Here comes Buster Brown. Bloopers. Y'all know we keep it real on this channel. So our third spring essential is gardening elements. So when I think of spring, like I said, I think of our gardens. Not only do I love to display things like that outside, but also in our home for our vignettes. So things like terracotta pots, gardening tools, books on gardening, gardening gloves, things of that nature. So I love terracotta pots. Y'all know I'm a sucker for a good terracotta pot. I love collecting them of all shapes and sizes. You can find them at Walmart, Lowe's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, things like that. But I really enjoy finding them at like estate sales and at the thrift store and things like that, because I love when they get really worn and chippy looking. I love a new terracotta pot for planting in, but as far as like display, I like to find them with lots of moss and discoloration and fun things like that. And I love just adding little terracotta pots in our vignettes. I love to put them in our TV stand, in the hutch, on my tables, and just work them into my tablescapes and all my vignettes, because it really just screams spring to me. Other fun things, obviously you can bring in a giant gardening hoe or a shovel if you want to, but look for small handled little items like this. This is a super cute little gardening hoe. I have it outside on my front porch in a little vignette that I created. But I love looking for gardening tools, especially really old gardening shovels, things like this. And you can see it has been well loved. Shh, Buster, here's a car going by. But gardening tools are really fun to use when you're displaying things in your home for spring. Also, books on gardening are really fun to use. I also like to go to the Dollar Tree or the Dollar General is a really good place to look for really fun, cute gardening gloves. You can usually get them, like I said, at the Dollar Tree or at Dollar General for $1. And they look really cute, popped out of a terracotta pot or just mixed in with your vignettes. Also, another really cool thing to look for are watering cans. I love, love, love vintage watering cans, but you don't have to use vintage. You can go to like Target Dollar Spot, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, anything like that, and find some really, really cute watering cans. And they look absolutely precious mixed in your vignettes. You can use them outside or inside. I love looking for copper ones, old metal ones. My favorite are obviously the old watering cans that are metal and worn and rusty, but you don't have to use those. You can find whatever you can get your hands on and make it look beautiful. So again, our third essential for spring is gardening. So bring that gardening idea, that aesthetic inside, and it will really make a difference and make your home feel super springy. Okay guys, so moving right along, and you'll hear Buster in the background chewing on his little toy back there. But our fifth essential for spring is ironstone. So ironstone for me is an essential year round, but I love it for spring because I love the neutral color of ironstone. And I also love some of the ones that have these really pretty paintings. I love the wildflowers on this one. So I love to display ironstone all around my home, especially in my hutch and in my kitchen. But I also incorporate it in our living area. I can put it literally anywhere. You can even use ironstone in your bathrooms. A little small bowl to display your soaps and things like that. But I really love these pieces that I recently got. These really pretty pictures and creamers because of the pop of green. I think they'll be perfect for spring. The ironstone is such a staple. I love to just use the plates, stack them up in a vignette on my tablescape. I put them in baskets. I put them on plate racks. You can display it any way that you would like. Even though it is traditionally used as serving dishes or as tableware, you can use it anywhere in your home. And for spring, like I said, I love pops of green, but I really love neutrals as well. And ironstone is such a neutral, classic collection to have. You can use it all seasons, but it's beautiful for spring because it offers a blank white palette to work with your vignettes. And you can put anything you would like. For these, it would be really cute for spring to put in some baby's breath or some other florals, wildflowers, Like I had said earlier, with the green handled kitchen utensils, if you have a large ironstone pitcher, it would be beautiful to display it in that. And you can use it anywhere. Use it as a display for your spring tablescapes. Put a big bouquet of daisies or tulips or something in there, and it would just be absolutely beautiful. So make sure if you're out and about, be looking for ironstone because it's perfect for spring and all seasons, really. Okay, friends, so our 6th spring essential is baskets and bags, or I guess totes, you could say. So for spring, I love anything wicker or woven, and I recently thrifted this sweet bag. I think it's so cute, but I love baskets like this for spring. Put them on a peg rack, on a just any type of rack, any type of hanger, and it's just so cute. Put you some spring florals in there, a sweet linen coming out, and it just makes a really cool statement to your area. I also think something like this would be really cute with those gardening essentials in there, some sweet gloves coming out of it, small little garden tools, anything like that would be super cute in a basket like this. So any type of wicker tote like that, woven tote, is adorable for spring. But I also love the basket trays. Now I bought this one and used it for our Valentine's Day tablescape, but this would be precious for spring. I love the texture. It just adds a fun pop of texture to your vignettes. And you could use this on a coffee table, on a side table. This would also be really sweet as a bed, like a little bed vignette, kind of like a little coffee bar that you would sit on your bed, maybe with a little teapot and some mugs, just something like that to set up for if you're having company. But this would be adorable with a pretty piece of ironstone or a vase with a spring floral, some books, sweet little bunny, and you have an instant spring vignette. Buster's right here at my feet, wanting some loving. But another type of basket I want to mention in the video is a basket that is perfect for spring, and that is a picnic basket. So when you're out thrifting, always check the basket area because that is where they will often stick the picnic baskets. And when you think of spring, you think about going out, getting you a big, beautiful throw, setting up a picnic out under the sun. So this is perfect for spring vignettes. I really enjoy using these on my porch. If you have a covered porch, they're really cute just to open up and let a really pretty fern or geranium or whatever you want pop out of there. So they're super cute to use outdoors if they're covered. Obviously be careful. You can put like a garbage bag or something like that to protect it where it won't rot. But they're also really cute just displayed around your home. I always have one sitting on top of my hutch and I love it. I think another really cute idea would to get some different sizes and textures of the picnic baskets and stack them up in front of your faux fireplace. I've also seen some people use them as like a side table in their bedroom or even in their living area. Get some larger picnic baskets and just stack them up and make a really cute little side table out of it. So these are perfect for spring. They're really inexpensive if you can find them at the thrift store. Like this one was $6.99, but they would also be really cute on a tablescape. Open it up, have some linen coming out of it and some old flatware, like some old spoons and forks with your ironstone tucked in here. It would be an adorable spring vignette. So I definitely have to have baskets on my list for spring because they are a staple. They're inexpensive and you can use them really for any season. But baskets are just a fun pop of texture for spring and I just love to use them, especially woven baskets. So our 7th spring essential is something that I have personally loved to collect the last several years, and that is flower frogs. So our 7th essential is flower frogs. And what a flower frog is what people would put in the bottom of a vase, and they would stick the stems of the flowers in the flower frog and use it to keep their arrangement the way that they would like it. But I don't actually use them for that purpose. I just love to display them. I keep them out year round because I do collect these, and I have about 20, but I love them and I keep them displayed all the time. But for spring, I love using these green ones. They're so fun. And I like to use them as paperweights, just in my vignettes. But I also love to stick like old photos, flashcards, things like that in there to hold them up and just kind of use it as a display piece. And they come in all shapes and sizes and materials. This is more of a classic flower frog here. It looks almost like a comb, but these are the ones that I really enjoy using to display flashcards and photos. And I think they are such a staple for any home that loves vintage. But I also have several of these, and I love them. And I've seen people recently on Instagram and on Pinterest take this type of flower frog and put really pretty old flatware in there, like old silver forks and spoons. And I think something like this would be so cute for your spring coffee bar, to put some small little spoons in there. Wouldn't that be cute to sit over by your coffee bar and just put your little stirring spoons in there? Because it has those little holes. And I also have to share this on the video because this is literally a flower frog. I think he's so cute. I found him at an antique store, but I think he is perfect for spring. But flower frogs are so fun. I usually keep them just in a large ironstone dish and just have them displayed just kind of in a pile. But for spring, I'm gonna take them and put them all around my house. Like I said, display photos, flashcards, and just use them in my vignettes because they add a pop of texture and they're fun, and they're just something that I enjoy collecting. And I know that they're available at a lot of fun booth stores, antique stores, and vintage markets. So make sure you keep an eye out and get you a few flower frogs and use them to display, like I said, family photos, cute little sayings. Like you could get something that says spring has sprung. Old postcards are beautiful that have a spring picture on them. Anything would be perfect to use a flower frog. But like I said, I think especially this one would be so sweet over by the coffee bar with my little miniature spoons in there for coffee stirrers. So I'm excited to try that out. Our 8th spring essential is something that I so enjoy looking for at thrift stores and vintage markets, but especially thrift stores, and that is floral prints. So for spring, I absolutely love using floral prints. This is cross stitch, needlepoint. I'm not really sure. I have a hard time telling them apart, but I absolutely love old pieces like this. They're absolutely beautiful on a gallery wall. I'm thinking I'm actually going to use this one up at the top center of my gallery wall for spring. I purchased this from my good friend Michelle at House of Five. But I love using floral prints, framed prints around our home for spring. Another one that I found recently that I absolutely love, and I have it priced because I was going to take it with me to Petals from the past, Antiques in the Garden. But this is the Floral Month collection. And this one is April, and me and my husband are actually married 5 years on April 1st, April Fool's Day. We got married on April Fool's Day because we went on our first date on April Fool's Day, and after my husband proposed to me, April 1st just happened to fall on a Saturday, so we got married. And it suits us because we're just a bunch of jokesters, we're best friends, we love to kid and have fun. So it just suits us perfectly. And I always say, yes, our anniversary is on April 1st, but our love is no joke. So anyway, but I recently found this and I had to keep it after I thought about it because April is the month of my anniversary and I love the floral prints. I also recently found a very large canvas floral that I antiqued. I shared that on my Instagram and over on our Facebook page. And it was just a very generic canvas, but it was in a beautiful frame. but I didn't like how bright and new it looked. So I took some Apple brand paint in the color, I believe it's burnt umber, and I just rubbed it down, and I actually antiqued and distressed the photo. So I love it, and it will be hanging in our living room. But like I said, when you're out and about at the thrift stores, make sure you look for floral prints or beautiful spring scenes. Also, Currier and Ives has a really beautiful collection, and they have some beautiful spring prints as well. So be on the lookout. You can use them on your gallery walls, use them really anywhere in your home, but I absolutely love floral prints for spring. So just make sure you keep an eye out when you're out junking. All right, guys, we're getting close to the end. So our 9th spring essential are spring linens. Now for spring, I really enjoy using actual linen napkins, or this isn't like, you know, real expensive linen or anything, but I love the look of the linen. These are just really cheap ones that came from Hobby Lobby, but I love the look of these for spring. I love linen napkins. I love linen table runners, and I love the look of lighter blankets. Y'all ignore Buster. But for winter, I like to use heavy blankets, lots of thick woven blankets. A lot of people use fur, but for spring, I really enjoy using Buster. He's so rotten, y'all. He's just so rotten. Anyway, I enjoy using these lighter linens here in my living area. Mainstays at Walmart has some really pretty colors right now. Target, the Threshold brand, I absolutely love all of their throws, but I love just the softer, thinner throws for spring. I also love muslin cloth for spring. It's beautiful and light and just looks very springy to me. But also, when you're making your kitchen vignettes for your tables, look for some fun spring linens for in there. These I actually purchased at Prattville Pickers, and I love these for spring. I think they're so cute. So look for some very pretty placemats, napkins, your throws for your living area. Also, just changing out the linen on your bed really makes a difference from season to season. I like to look on Amazon for really inexpensive duvet covers. I have a duvet in our bedroom, and I just like to look for inexpensive duvet sets or duvet cover sets, and I can usually get them for less than 50 bucks on Amazon. But I also encourage you to look for fun pillows, like springy pillows. I love light neutrals for the spring. Walmart has some really adorable pillows now. And also look at your bathroom. So just changing out the towels in your bathroom can really change the look for each season. So always be on the lookout. And like I said, you can't go wrong with a good neutral for spring. I think it just looks so clean and crisp and new, and I absolutely love it. But there's no right or wrong in decor. Honey, if you want your fur for summer, you bust out the fur. It's all a matter of opinion, and all that matters is yours in your home. So do what you want to do. But for me, I just love light, crisp linen for spring. Okay, guys. So our last essential, our number 10 essential, if you watched our fall essentials video, you already know our number 10 essential is Jesus. And you know, Jesus, I have to include him in all these essential videos because the love of Jesus is what really makes your house into a home. My grandmother, who I actually never met, I'm named after her. Her name was Esther Gillespie. My dad, when he was getting ready to marry my mom, she told him, she said, son, if you will keep Jesus at the center of your life, all the rest of your relationships will be what they need to be, and everything will fall into place. And that's so true. You know, without Jesus, I don't know where I would be. Without him anchoring our home and anchoring our jobs and anchoring our family, we wouldn't be able to make it. Because I didn't know what love was, and I don't know if I would understand how to love if I didn't love Jesus, and I didn't know the love of Jesus. And as we've already said in the video, Sweet Buster is sitting right here beside me. As we've already said in the video, spring is a time just to look at things that are being made new, new birth and growth. And that's what Jesus is to me. Every day, he gets me up when my feet hit the floor. He allows me to grow as a person. Through Jesus and his sacrifice, I was made new. I was able to become a Christian and accept him into my heart, and I had a new life. And he takes my brokenness and the dead soul that I once was, he pruned that back and it grew into something beautiful. So I don't want to preach too much, but you know, I have to always share a little bit of Jesus in every video because he's the reason we're here. He's the reason we started this platform, and you never know if someone actually needs to hear the messages in our videos. I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, but that's what we were put here as children of God to do, is just to share his love and share his goodness. So that's what I'm going to do. And I hope that you're encouraged this week. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful spring. Like I said, it's the time to be made new. If there's something that you've been dealing with, if there's something you've been struggling with in your life, give it to the Lord. Let him prune back all that hard, tough exterior that the world recently has made us put on. I mean, we've had to just people have gotten really mean in the last couple of years with everything going on. But allow the Lord just to prune your soul, take away all the negative, and just allow you to grow into the beautiful flower you were meant to be, because we're all beautiful in God's eyes. We're all made different. We all have special, unique gifts, and he grows those in us every single day. So those are our 10 essentials for spring. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, there's no right or wrong in decor, but those are 10 of the things that I plan on using in our home. I'm excited to start putting everything out. I haven't really done a whole lot on the inside as far as spring because I've been working out in the yard and getting the yards looking as good as I can for spring. But we will get our spring decor put up, and we'll do a home tour and some other fun videos. We also have lots of really fun shows coming up. Me and Aunt Penny and Michelle and her friend Sean, we're all gonna go next week to Market Days on the Farm here at Clanton with Susan Cornelius of Cornelius Farm. So that's gonna be really fun. I'll make sure to film there. And also, please don't forget, put it on your calendars, April 22nd and 23rd. So that is a Friday and Saturday. I will be at Petals from the Past in Jemison, Alabama. And we're going to be doing antiques in the garden. We're going to have our own booth packed full of vintage goodies. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have, like I said, all kind of vintage goods. We'll have t-shirts. We'll have candles. And then that Saturday, we're going to have a really fun meet and greet with lots of YouTube channels. And they are excellent with gardening. A lot of them are actually like homesteader gardening channels. So they'll be able to give you lots of tips and tricks to make your garden flourish this spring. Also, our friend Holly with Simply Lake and Lace will be there. Buster's girlfriend, Holly. Just make sure you come out and see us. We would love to meet you and just get you some fun vintage goodies. And if nothing else, just come and we'll talk about Jesus. So Junkin and Jesus, those are our favorite things, and we'll have a lot to talk about. But be blessed. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.